Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tim, Spirit Hunters Paranormal 911. We're going on another journey today. We'd like for you all to join us. We're doing a cemetery visit. We've been there before. It was one of the first ones we did where we did our walkthrough, try to see how old the cemetery is, see if we could get any type of activity or had any feelings on any energy that was there. Did get a little bit of energy, had a few readings on the EMF meter. Didn't get much on the spirit box. Had a few things come through, but couldn't quite make out what they were. Possibly you might be able to hear it. If you do, be sure to comment and let us know. Sometimes we do miss things like that where the viewers, they have a kind of a better ear or better eyes seeing things and hearing things, and are able to catch things that we missed. So definitely leave a comment. Make sure you go hit that subscribe button. Be sure to share and like it. Let all your friends know. Pass the word around about us. We're kind of new at the videoing part. We're getting better as we go, trying to learn from our mistakes. But until we have a next video, let's go on this journey. Alright, we're here at Athens Cemetery. It's a pretty large cemetery, a lot of new graves, a lot of old graves. Some historical markers are here. We're going to kind of walk through and see if we can't feel any kind of energy. Kind of look at some of these old markers, take some EVP and some EMF readings, see if we can capture anything. Not quite sure how old the cemetery is. I know it dates back into the 1800s. Lord, we're here today at Athens Cemetery, walking through. We ask that you watch over us, protect us from any evil that may want to do us harm. We ask that you protect us where nothing attaches themselves to us. We ask that you keep them here in this graveyard when we leave.
Yeah, that's a big stone right there. Look at that rock.
There's one, looks like early one. Matthews, born in 1871, died in 1895. 23 years old, 5 months, a son. This one, born in 1868 and died in 1893. Not sure if it's a boy or girl, but they died pretty young. It's kind of a neat little, I don't know if this is a crypt or a vault or what it is, but
yeah, it looks like you just got a rock, a giant rock, and
yeah,
carved a name in it.
Perryman. Something you don't see every day.
Yeah, how did they get a giant rock in here? I think it must be like.
Well, that's granite. Imagine that thing was heavy to bring in here. Probably have to bring a crane to bring that thing in, unless they put it together in pieces.
What is that? That's not rock. That's what?
That's granite, just like the headstones.
That's a lot of granite.
Yeah.
Why did they not smooth it or something?
They just wanted to make it look like a rock.
Make it look natural.
I was thinking maybe it was like
The rock that was here?
one of those where they take the body inside, like a crypt, like a mausoleum.
I don't think it's big enough for a mausoleum, but you know.
Well, you could get a coffin in there. I mean, it's wide enough and long enough, but I don't see no doors to it, so. Perryman's, let's see. Looks like Kelly, maybe. Can't hardly read the names on it.
At least it's a secret door, like a hidden door. You have to say like some type of thing for it to open or something, like a wizardry or something, or a button or like a type of area on the thing, like a letter or something.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
If there are any spirits here that are amongst us or see us here, you may recognize us. We've been here before. My name's Tim, and I got Braxton with me. We do research and investigating on old cemeteries, do paranormal research, see if we can't communicate with spirits, if it's possible. If there are any spirits here and you would like to speak with us, we would love to hear from you. We may not hear you with our ears, but if you come close and talk into the camera that I'm holding in my hand, it'll possibly pick you up, and then when we listen to it later, we can possibly hear your voice or what you have to say. We're not here to harm you in any way or disrespect you. Braxton's got a little EMF meter in his hand. Neither one of these items that we are using will harm you in any way. But if you come close to him and touch that meter, it'll make it light up to where we know you are here around us. We would love to communicate with you if we can. What's going on?
That went to the red.
Oh, did it?
That one just went all the way up to the red.
Move around a little bit. You know, turn it around you and see.
I mean, I have my phone on me, but then it'd be going off right now. 'Cause my phone's down here.
Yeah.
It's still not going off to my phone.
Yeah.
So it can't be my phone.
If there's any spirits here who'd like to communicate with us,
my phone doesn't go
please come around us and say something into the camera.
It keeps going up to these two. Like it was
But
first, it was
it's
this
not
one.
staying steady.
Yeah, first it was this one, and then it was this one, then it was this one.
You see it. It is on. I put new batteries in it.
Yeah.
Because there shouldn't be any power lines or anything running through here. There's nothing up above us. So, if you are making contact with us, keep doing it. We appreciate it. Nice little crypt there.
See again?
William and Beverly.
I'm not saying name Beverly. I think. Yeah. Recognizable.
Was he in the military?
Gone home.
I think. Yeah, U.S. Army. Serving our country. Not necessarily here in our country, because a lot of the fighting that the U.S. did, or the soldiers from here, always helping out other countries that didn't have the technology or
pretty
the.
nice for our country to help other
Yeah,
countries.
no, I mean,
It's a nice country. I mean, it's stupid how it's like, you know, how it's taking care of our country, but like helping our country, that's something good that's on our side right now. Like, that's neat.
Well,
I just think war is stupid.
Yeah, well, there used to be another
I wish there's just war peace.
cemetery here in Athens.
I wish nobody was talking over the others.
Not too far away from here, but I guess there was like 13 of the first settlers in this area that were buried in it, and I'm not sure what the story was behind it, but something about that they wouldn't allow anybody else to be buried in that area.
What way?
So what they did is somebody donated this one side that we're in here, and they dug up those graves and moved them to this cemetery. And then, of course, as years went on, more land was donated to where I believe there's 4 plots here, maybe 5. I'm not real sure. But somewhere in here,
so you're saying the first graves in here weren't actually buried here?
They didn't have the information on those that were buried in the other side. I believe they said out of the 13, there is like 10 marked with stones, but they're like flat stones put on the ground.
So you're saying the first 10 stones in here that were buried in here were actually buried in here when they died? They were buried somewhere else, but they
were
moved
buried
them in
somewhere
here?
else, and they moved them and brought them, relocated them to this cemetery.
How do you think they felt? They probably wanted to stay there. They probably didn't want to move.
Well, I don't know about
Probably
that,
upset,
but I mean, they did it properly. They just didn't like leave them there and bury some or build something over top of them, like they do on a lot of places.
Which is kind of stupid.
But they brought the bodies, give them basically like a second funeral, you know, with new headstones and
all that stuff. What moved it? Like, what moved them to the city?
I don't know. I don't have no idea. That's just all I know is that they were moved from the other grave area to this one. Now this little area over here, it's got like some stones in the ground here, not necessarily any direction. Rumors I've heard or stories I've heard that these markers here are those of slaves that were buried here. But there's no markings or anything on any of these rocks, or they just could have been here for all I know. But
it must have sucked being a slave. That's messed up. Like, I mean,
a lot of them were. There was a lot of them that were treated okay. You know, they were taken care of and fed, and you know, had medical treatment for whatever.
The slaves did, or? But like, it's just like during slavery times. You know, I can't remember what year it was, but back in like, you know, in U.S. when the slave people, like white over black, something like that.
Robertson, 18, looks like 1820
still messed up there.
1878. So, I mean, there's some real old graves in here.
Like I believe the north was free and the south was like slaves or something.
Yeah.
Where the country, like where America split,
well,
where
that
the
was,
lower half of America
that was the reason for the Civil War.
And then above half, if you passed the border or whatever, you were free or something like that. Free slaves, whatever. And so, yeah, big old, like, years and years of just fighting all kinds of stuff.
They just didn't have slavery out there.
Yeah. But I know the slavery is just stupid. Everybody should have the free rights.
Matthew McDonald. Huh. I wonder if he's the one that started McDonald's.
That's what I was thinking. McDonald. McDonald. Which stone is it, this one? That's a nice stone. Look at this, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I just like the stones that have the littlest detail, like the little neat, nice, you know, little unique detail. Like the carving, so that's pretty neat. Takes a lot of work for that. Might not be big, but it still takes time. I'm pretty sure they got like machines to do it now, besides, you know, back then probably didn't have it.
Well, back then they had to dig everything by hand, but now it's a lot easier. They got a backhoe comes in and digs the holes.
No, I'm talking about the
thing I see is, you know, is.
I'm talking about the stones, carving the stones. Like back then, when they had to use right names and stuff, they probably had to do it by hand. They had tools like hammer
like
by
a
hand.
chisel.
But now they got like machines and stuff that do it, stuff like that, or like better tools and stuff like that. You know, just different things like that. They probably dig the stuff up out of the ground, but like carves in all that stuff into a stone. It's probably not yet. Not that I've seen.
Any spirits here that are with us?
Maybe.
That would like to communicate with us, let us know that you are here. If you would, come speak into this camera or touch this little black box Braxton's holding. It'll light up. They will not harm you, but they will let us know that you are here with us, that you see us, that you hear us. It'll let us know that you are here. And if we happen to be walking on your grave, we really apologize, don't mean to. Not quite sure which side of the headstones you are buried on. We mean you no disrespect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to find something back in the early 1800s. It's supposed to be like 10. I don't know if there'll be this kind of marker or whether it'll be like flat little slabs. But there's supposed to be 10 out of the 13. I don't know if there was all 13 when they were moved here and something happened to 3 of them. I don't know.
So only 3 of them were buried? Not all 13?
No, all 13 were buried, but there's only 10 markers. And they don't know whether 3 of the markers just got destroyed, fell apart, taken. Nobody knows. One born 1828, and looks like they died in either 83 or 93. Nancy, you here with us? Can you hear us? Well, here's your grave site showing our respects, and just check it out, trying to find out some history about this cemetery, history about the people that are buried here. If you're here with us, would you please come over and touch this little black box, make it light up for us? Or if you have something you'd like to say, if you would, please talk into my camera and we can possibly hear what you have to say. Or if there are any spirits here that would like to communicate with us, please come over around us and touch the device in Braxton's hand or say something into the camera. We'd love to hear from you. Piece of flag. Yeah, piece of the flag. A lot of military buried in here. And I know over on the other side, way over there, towards the other road, at that gate coming in, there's a little section over there that was dedicated for children. It has just all children in it. And I don't know if those were, not sure the story behind it, but a lot of them don't have names or anything. They just have infant child, boy or girl, that was born and died the same day, and a few of them just a few days after. You know, there's several over there. We'll get over that section to where you can see it. Any spirits here, would you please come and communicate with us? Touch this little device, make it light up for us if you would, please. These are kind of different. Small as they are, I wonder if they were children.
Looks like these are the remixes of the North.
Yeah, can't tell.
Wait. Yeah, these say
no,
something
this
different. These ones right here.
1822 born and 1883 died, so they weren't children. Now I know on a lot of these trees, like I've said in a few of my other videos, anything that's shaped like a tree or a headstone, those were woodsmen of the world. From what I gather, they were like lumberjacks that the first settlers here would go cut down trees and take them to the wood mills to where they could be cut up into lumber, used to build like their homes or furniture. And I've seen several different style of those. Any spirits here would like to communicate with us, would you please come and set off our meter here, make it light up, or come and if you have something to say, you can talk into my camera and possibly we can pick you up. Let's see, looks like born 1831 maybe. I can't read the death date because it broke off right there, but it looks like maybe 1889, something like that. Right here, right beside a big old tree.
Big, not that big.
Must have been a Confederate soldier here. Fought in the Civil War.
Look at all these washed up trees. I don't know if you know it. Just trees.
Yeah, it's just branches that had broken off, and that's where they threw them over there on that side of the fence.
Oh, so they broke off here and just...
Yeah, broken off these trees out here, and they just hauled them, threw them off there instead
like a
of
wall
just
of trees.
haul them off. Well, I mean, to me, if there had a fire here, that's some good firewood to get a good fire going around here.
What are you talking about, like lightning show or something?
Or somebody just started one, anything. Some kind of
So you're
fire.
saying fire hazard?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, just leave it. You know, that's amazing. It just kind of makes the cemetery look a little junky, even though it's not in the cemetery, but it's right there around the border of the cemetery, so.
I'm just, my hand's just not, I'm not smoking. I just stick it out there just the whole entire time.
These old ones here are
what?
1877. I think that's the earliest one I've seen so far, 1877. There's another 1877.
There is.
These headstones, 1876.
So, I think I'm gonna have a problem. I got $30 in my account so far. So if I put 40 in it each week, that's 40, 80. So in a month's time, that'd be 120 plus 30 would be 150 bucks a month. So that's a lot of money, but not as much as I need more. But, you know, sure. But that's off topic, so we'll talk about that later. Videos are looking to go blocked off.
Going through the gates
What?
into heaven's side. I'm going through the gates here. 1877. Infant daughter. A lot of children. Of course, back in that days, they didn't have the medicines and like they do today. Infant son, I guess born and died the same day, 1912. I wonder, that might be the stones we're looking for right over there.
What?
The first settlers that were moved from the other cemetery to here.
Yeah.
What's this? Sidney Williams Richards. Billionaire bachelor.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means he had a lot of money. He was a billionaire.
Who? Which one?
Sidney Williams. I guess this guy right here.
It's not a very big stone for a billionaire, don't you think? I mean, maybe he didn't want a big stone or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, if he had that much money,
1959.
I would expect him to have like a big
Right.
stone like that or no bigger.
I mean, that's what it says. He was a billionaire.
Huh.
Born in Athens. And known as a billionaire bachelor when he was 16. So he was a billionaire at the age of 16.
Dang, how did it become that? Can you give me some advice?
Making $3,500 following high school. So he's making $3,500 a month. Attended Baylor University.
That's in high school. So how's he a billionaire then?
Oil wells is how he got rich.
And back in its time, what year was it? 1891? Yeah, 1891. Back then, $1 billion would be like now, like $3 billion. Or more.
No, it'll still be the same.
So what I'm saying is back then, $1 billion was a lot more. $1 billion back then.
$1 billion back then is the same thing as $1 billion right now.
You sure?
Yeah, that might change.
As that prices change, like money gets higher or something like that.
Well, the cost of living is different. 1, 2,
I mean,
3,
the prices
4,
are still the
5,
same, but
6,
everything was cheaper
7.
back then. So when you buy a bag of chips today, it's like $1.50.
It's economy.
Back then,
All it's changed is the economy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I bet this is the area.
So he was even richer back then. But $1 billion is a lot of money.
I bet this is the area of the first 13 settlers.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Because I see nine stones, so
Where do you see 9?
no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stones. 9 stones. Yeah, I thought I saw 9. But somewhere in here there's 4 more, but there's no stones left. You would think they'd have some kind of a historical marker or something here.
There's a stone over here that's just like these.
Yeah, but that has something on them, doesn't it?
What?
Doesn't that have something on them?
What are you talking about?
Some writing or something on that one. Doesn't it have a headstone?
Oh, it's just a big old stone.
Yeah, but it's got a headstone sitting on top of it or in front of it.
I'm talking about this one.
Yeah, well, I would think they would put them all together. They're supposed to be all together.
This one, I mean, that maybe, but no, that one has stone to it. I think that's different. I'm talking about the one behind that one.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can see it. You can see it from the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't see anything else over that could be 10 stones. I mean, I see some of these stones here and there. $1866. I think that's the earliest one now. That one right there. Died 1866.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
That says 59.
Born.
Oh, died. Okay, 60. I see what you mean now. I thought you were talking about. I thought you were looking at the top one, not the bottom one. What are these?
That's another 1866 or
Why do these feel fake? I don't know why. It just feels fake. Are they fake?
no.
No, they feel fake. I don't know. I hope they're not fake. I don't think they are. I mean, it's possible for them to become fake, but I mean, if somebody wants to do it, they can come here with giant fake trees. but the leaves go real fast. Oh, these like blueberries or something?
Don't know.
That's a blueberry came from a bush, not a tree.
1873. Any spirits here that want to communicate with us, please come touch this meter or say something into our camera. Let us know that you're with us. What's this one here? Holland, Thompson, Everett.
You see that?
Huh? Anybody want to touch this little meter, make it light up? Use your energy and touch it. Let us know that you were here. Veteran soldier. Born 1821, died in 1876. Is that the earliest one now? 1876? Yeah, because it was 1880. 80 something over here, wasn't it?
No, that one was 66.
He was in the Texas Cavalry. Confederate State Army. I think that said 1888. If I remember right.
Oh, it was 66. Where is it?
Right here.
Here?
88.
No.
1888. That one there and that one there.
Well, right here. This is 66.
That's a
This,
6?
no, this one right here.
That's a 6? Okay, 1866.
That was 66. My bad. Not that. I don't know which number it is.
That was a 66 or 68 there. But, alright, so it's still in the 1860s is the earliest grave.
We walked a long way.
Mm, 63?
I don't know.
Okay. Looks like that last number is a 3. I don't know about the one before, but it looks like a 6. Some of these are hard to make out. Way over there, that red brick building over there, that's a memorial they built for military. It starts back in, with names on them, back in the Texas Revolutionary War, and then the what wars were they? Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, and I believe the last one said the Iraq War. But there's not very many names on it. There's only a few of them that have died since that time that their name is on that memorial. The Civil War has 2 plaques on it, and they're pretty much full of names of soldiers that served in the military during that time that are buried here in this cemetery.
It stinks.